All right, folks, let's talk a little COVID here. Joe Rogan, of course, on Spotify, man, he was sitting here going off, talking about COVID and the vaccines. Last week, he was angry that venues were requiring vaccine cards by folks as proof had the vaccine, and said he was just outlandish. Well, he got this video today after coming off the road.
Feeling very weary. I had a headache, and I just felt run down. And just to be cautious, I separated from my family, slept in a different part of the house, and throughout the night I got fevers and sweats, and I knew what was going on. So I got up in the morning, got tested, and turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it, all kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pak, prednisone, everything. And I also got an NAD drip and a vitamin drip, and I did that 3 days in a row. And so here we are on Wednesday, and I feel great. I really only had one bad day. Sunday sucked, but Monday was better. Tuesday felt better than Monday, and today I feel good. I actually feel pretty fucking good. That's the good news. The bad news is we have to move the Friday show in Nashville. It's going to move to Sunday, October 24th. So that will be the new Nashville date. My apologies to everyone. Obviously, there's nothing that I can control. It is what it is. Crazy times we're living in. But a wonderful, heartfelt thank you to modern medicine for pulling me out of this so quickly and easily. And my love to all of you. Thank you. Bye.
So, Robert, he threw all kind of meds at it, thanking modern medicine. He was trashing Fauci. He was sitting here. He was trashing all of this. He was, oh, how dare these venues require people to have vaccine cards? Now your ass got COVID.
Look, or there's got to be, like, how is all that stuff easier than just getting the shot in the first place? Like, I'm trying to understand this. You can either A, get 2 shots and not have to worry about it, or B, you can take horse tranquilizers, experimental antibodies, drugs, drip, and almost die overnight. And then, like, how is that easier? Like I'm a lazy person, so I'm going to do the easier thing. So I got that today because that seemed to be a far easier thing than throwing the kitchen sink at it. This entire thing has just shown that America is living in an idiocracy. Imagine being in a country that is so advanced and so well-financed that you can tell people, here is the cure to the disease that kills people, and they will say to you, nah, I ain't gonna take it. I don't want the cure. But what the hell kind of sense does this make?
And the thing here, Monique, first of all, you can be vaccinated and still get COVID. The whole point of it is to lessen, obviously, your symptoms. Now, you have the people who are saying, yeah, but people who got vaccinated passed away. They cite the sheriff that's in Mississippi there as well, which we also explain to people, which is why you still must take cautions. You still must wear masks and those things along those lines. But 98% of the people right now who are hospitalized, who are in ICUs, are unvaccinated. Okay? And hopefully Joe Rogan and anybody else who's white or black or Latino or Asian, Native American, who's gay, who's straight, who has money, who's no money, maybe you'll now pay attention and stop playing games with this, because this is not a game.
No, it's not. And even the 5 or 10 things that he said he did in order to attack it right away, I'm hoping that our folks who are watching, and I thank you, Roland, for just being so consistent and fastidious with covering this pandemic and giving our people the best medical information possible. Our folks don't even know what those things are to do or how to do them. And so it's not even a question of get the vaccine or don't. I'm sure he's vaccinated. If he lied and said he wasn't, I wouldn't believe it. But then feeling symptoms from a breakthrough and then knowing, I mean, to try prednisone, to know which vitamins to take, to be able to access all of the different things that are available to people who have money, influence, the right color, access to medical insurance, access to health care. And so we still end up dead, frankly. And so it's not that I wanted him to die. Of course I didn't. And I hope that he's over the worst of it. But it really is criminal. It really is criminal for people who are affluent and of a certain means and station in this life to push out their you don't need whatever kind of views onto people who can't even fathom the types of things they have access to when they're in a pinch.
And that particular point right there, Scott, is important because for a lot of people who aren't making $100 million from your Spotify deal, all the stuff he described, they can't afford all that.
It's so misleading, and it's just fundamentally wrong. But when you look at his video purposely avoids talking about the dangers of COVID. He said, I had one bad day. Oh, it wasn't too bad. I was better, and they pumped me full of drugs and stuff. He sounded like Donald Trump, if you will, that he was triumphant over it, and therefore it was okay. It wasn't too bad. But what about the long-termers? You see, I have friends who are long-termers who still can't taste their food. They can't smell. They have no sense of smell. They have liver and heart damage. That's the real danger. Sure, 90% of the people in ICU right now haven't been vaccinated, but there are people who, even if they cure themselves or if they overcome it, are still have long-term effects. That, in many respects, is more dangerous because you're going to have a lifetime of long-term effects as opposed to being in an ICU and dying from COVID. They're both just as bad. And I just think it's just unbelievably sad and cruel that these leading voices on this platform, this media platform, are spewing this negative filth, and 49% of Americans who live in this incredible country are not getting vaccinated, are catching COVID, making life miserable for the rest of us, and we won't make it, this government, Democrat or Republican government, I don't care, won't make it an obligation, won't make it a requirement to be vaccinated, for kids to be vaccinated, for adults to be vaccinated. When you have over 500,000 people have died from it, you can read anecdotally, but this science is real. It's real. Yeah. And yet we kind of are dumbfounded as we walk around with COVID and hold on to our First Amendment rights. It's a compelling state interest, health, safety, and welfare. We can impinge on our constitutional rights when you have that compelling state interest. It's time to do it. They've got a new variant right now called Mu, that they're monitoring right now, which is spawned from the Delta variant, they think, which was spawned from the original COVID-19. This thing may never go away so long as we act like this.
All right.
Thank you, Scott. I'm sorry. Roland,
go ahead.
You said compelling state interest, and that was going to be my only question. Scott, do you have a plan in mind for how the federal and also, I can see how the state government could get a mandate going, but how can the federal government do it? Because we know that these states, like my home state of Texas, like Louisiana, the Florida, all the devil governors, they're not going to do it. So what could be done for them?
So the federal government, the same compelling state interest under the U.S. Constitution, they can still impose that federal mandate on the states and penalize them or withhold funds if they don't accept it until the case can go to the Supreme Court. That's very doable. But we do it for polio. We do it for smallpox.
Yeah.
We do it
You're
for
right.
driver's licenses. We do it for all of
You're
these things to impinge on our constitutional rights. And the federal government just seems to be hesitant to do that because the country is politically split right now. And I get that part, but eventually, how many people are going to have to die? How many long-termers are going to tax our healthcare system before we wake up and say we must infringe on your First Amendment rights and you must be vaccinated because science works and all your political bullshit doesn't? Your political bullshit kills. And it's a bottom line proposition, and it never stops being that.
Well, Scott, I think also we have to look at what the steps are going to be intercessing to that, because many of these MAGA people, they're waiting for a reason to start a civil war. So I think Joe Biden is very cognizant of the fact that the minute that you put a national mandate in place, we saw what happened on January 6th. Imagine that happening in every state capital. I think what will happen first is you have to start icing these people completely out of society. I know nobody likes the idea of a vaccine passport, but look, it's my birthday. I want to go to a concert into a venue. Everybody who's in there should have to show their vaccination in order to do so. If you want to board a plane, you should have to show a proof of vaccination, because you using your First Amendment rights should not impinge on my individual freedom to be able to go see Frankie Beverly and Mays. I don't need to think that I should be punished because of your bad decisions.
Yeah.
Wait,
Folks,
Robert, are you saying it's
Did
your
you
birthday
say
for real?
ice the MAGA people?
Is it your
I just want to
birthday?
make sure I heard that. You can ice them, you said?
Yes, Monique, it is. Yeah, you got to ice them out of society in
Happy birthday,
general.
Robert. Happy
That's
birthday.
not the point.
Happy
The point is, you got to ice these folks out of society so we can all reopen and get back to doing normal stuff.
You're not going to use your 11 millimeter to do that. I just want to make sure. You mean politically ice them, right?
Yeah, we mean that you have to stay home. You get to stay home. The rest of us go outside.
Exactly, man. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's just unbelievable. Are you singing? You're letting her sing on your show, Roland. You would never let her sing.
I'm here for it. This is why me and Monique are road dogs.
It was mostly just an example of how, as women, it doesn't matter what you're saying. We can just keep on going. Happy birthday to you.
Well, at least you're singing the right version. You're singing the right version.
Yeah, I sang the whole other version while you talked. You didn't hear any of it. Happy birthday, Robert. God bless you.
Thank you, Monique.
We love
baby
you.
boy.
We love you, youngster. Keep
No
on
question
keeping
about
on.
it. How old are you?
Keep hope alive.
I stopped counting. I think 37 or 38, somewhere around there.
You're a damn lie. But you go on. I'll let you have that one.
But
I'll
happy
let you have that
birthday
one.
anyway.
No, for real,
No,
September
no.
1st,
Hey,
84.
Roland, let's pivot. What's the next topic? I knew you loved that one. Monique. Roland,
You
pivot.
don't want
What's
us
the next
to
topic
ever
on your
have a show. I hate you, Scott. I hate you every time you tell him what to do. Our hopes of our own time is further and further away. He's not amused. He's not amused.
I know he isn't.
Quiet. This is our shot. What is wrong?
We could just let the camera keep rolling till 9 and just do a spinoff.
Folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just 1 moment. Ceek.com is a black-owned company founded by Mary Spiel, a virtual reality company where you have the content where you can really see some tremendous virtual reality video. Of course, you can do so with this VR headset right here, where you just simply pop your phone in, and then, of course, you pop it on, and then, of course, you can experience that 360-degree video in virtual reality. You can look at a lot of the great content of other artists that are on their site as we speak. You can also listen with these amazing 360-degree degree sound Bluetooth headphones. And of course, I know Scott hates it, but the gold ones, I certainly match my alpha attire. And so, again, great sound. You can use it for gaming. Like I say, it's Bluetooth, so you can take phone calls. The music is tremendous. The bass is crazy. Folks, if you want to get these headphones or you want to get the virtual reality headset, go to Ceek.com. Use this promo code RMVIP2021. RMVIP21 if you want to check it out. So go to Ceek.com to try these products out. And then when you support Ceek.com by buying these products, a portion comes back to us at Roland Martin Unfiltered. So we certainly appreciate Mary Spio and Ceek.com for being partners with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered.